Yeah, you're gonna announce the national anthem. Okay.
And now for the national anthem, please, the quarantine choir.
Oh, turn it up.
Am I supposed to stand?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And now, Amy Bartolotto with our invocation.
Go turn up the mic volume. Mic volume.
God, you have blessed us with life and have sustained us in your grace. You have instilled in our hearts a desire for justice and mercy. We gather today to celebrate and give thanks for the gift of life and for friends and family.
Alara.
Thank you for the University at Buffalo, for the
Alara.
faculty and staff who instructed Andrew and gave him mentoring and guidance. And most of all, we give thanks for Andrew at his graduation. Thanks for the gifts with which you have blessed him and for the blessing he will be to a world in need. Grant that in a world of division, Andrew will be an agent of reconciliation, that in a world of conflict, he will be an agent of peace, that in a world of unfairness, he will be an agent of equity. Grant that the friendships he has made may continue across the miles and the years, that the lessons he has learned and the wisdom he has gained may not fade, but may only increase. That any anxiety or doubt about the future be complemented by a boldness of vision and a fearlessness in setting forth in hope, and that in all things he may testify to that hope in the world in need of his wisdom, now more than ever. We ask today for your blessing. Bless Andrew with a sense of responsibility. Remind him that he has a contribution to make to create change and a better world in whatever place he finds himself. Bless him with humility. Help him to live not in excessive pride, but in a way that lifts the values of equity and equality of all humanity, that seeks to not lift up himself alone, but seeks to lift up others as well. And finally, bless him with a legacy. He will mark the world. Let the shadow of his mark stretch far. Let him know the rich satisfaction, not of merely making a living, but of living a life full, rich, and deep. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend on earth. May the great message of God return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the wills of every person, every being. Let goodwill and the will to do good descend on earth. For Andrew at his graduation, let love and light and wisdom flow freely and bless his future with grace. For all these things, amen. And next we will welcome Robert Samuel Bartolotta to give the convocation commencement speech.
Thank you and welcome to the 2020 University at Buffalo commencement in Camillus, New York. Graduates and distinguished guests, it is my honor to deliver this year's commencement remarks. I'm sure many of you are wondering why me, a 15-year-old, is giving this speech. Well, it's not because I'm a gifted child genius with 4 degrees and a job working for NASA. It's just because I'm the youngest and they made me do it. I really didn't know what I wanted to say at first, or what I would say. With a worldwide pandemic, what kind of advice could I possibly give? So like any teenager who doesn't know what to do, I asked Google. However, I was still so lost, so I did the next best thing. And I yelled, "Mom!" And well, Mom and Dad had some decent advice. They said to talk about good memories and what I wished for Andrew in the future. So I'll start with the good memories. One of my fondest memories is when we came to visit you in Connecticut and we played Monopoly in your basement. It was an epic game and it went on for hours. We had the ingenious plan to team up against the remaining players to end the game. You and I partnered and we proceeded to wipe out all the other teams. My mom, your mom, whoever it was bankrupted at the boardwalk. We high-fived and cheered, reveling in our victory. It was awesome. Even though it was just a game, the world was ours, and I want to remind you today that the world is still yours. Even if it wasn't always my favorite memory of you, now I know this one is. What is it, you may ask? Well, let's just call it the numerous times you kicked my ass in FIFA. Even though I was always stunned and bummed out after every game you beat me in, it would inspire me to get better when you would leave, because I saw you were teaching me a lesson every game. Even if it may be competitive for some, you treated the game as a learning experience for me. So that now I can occasionally draw or beat you, but I still get whooped from time to time. I also remember when you did some things that may have been questionable. Like you teaching me how to play COD Zombies when I was way too young. Or the time we watched Braveheart when you were babysitting me. Again, way too young. But from those experiences, I learned that it's okay to bend the rules sometimes. And that the only way to learn about the world is to experience it to its full value, even if that means breaking some rules. So I thank you for that. Speaking of experiences, I really envy your study abroad experience last semester. To hear your stories and see your pictures, it really made me want to study abroad when I'm in college as well. I realized that the world is so much larger and the people we meet can make it just a little bit smaller. Connections, friendship, and family brings everyone closer together and has great impacts on the people who have those connections. You have always taken time for me. I remember when we came to visit you in Istanbul and you took us all around the city. It was fantastic. On that same trip, you showed me a great time at the Hillside Resort, swimming, playing soccer, but we all know the buffet was the best part. And of course, staying up half the night watching movies and you falling asleep and leaving me to wander back to my room. I was only 9, and my parents in Nani were worried sick about me. But seriously, I think this is one of the best qualities you have, always wanting everyone to have a great time. I can't tell you enough how I appreciate the time that we spend together. You are always genuinely interested in what is going on with me, and I have been very fortunate to have you as a cousin. As for advice, Just keep doing what you're doing. Your ability to intellectually discuss issues without anger or getting into an argument is a tool that the world could definitely use a lot more of right now. My favorite example of this is when you were visiting for Thanksgiving break and we sat by the fire at my house and shared our concerns about the world and our responsibility to make a change. Everyone was building off of each other's ideas, and before you knew it, hours were flying by. Your passion to make positive changes in the world inspired me to do the same. So make sure that you don't lose that quality. Like Socrates, I encourage you to question everything. Don't settle, challenge the world to be a better place. Always trust your morals and beliefs. You have done an incredible job so far, so keep setting a good example for me and others. I wish you the best, and I know that the world needs what you have to offer. And make sure you keep vibing to live the life you way and live your life the way you want, and never back down from a challenge. Thank you. Next, I would like to call Melissa and Clay to the stand.
Boy, I don't know how to follow that act. All right, so we're going to welcome you here to the first ever University of Buffalo commencement activities. And it's at the Camillus Extension. We are going to do the conferring of baccalaureate degrees, and I will ask Alara to come up and give the degree. She's our co-chair of ceremonies. Andrew, if you could stand, please.
Okay.
And you've got to come through when you hear your name. Andrew, Bailey, Yildiz. Please accept your degree. Yay!
Didn't think it would be this big.
And then I think we have a couple words, right? From give us a moment.
Okay.
Yes, you can sit back down. So now we're going to have some closing remarks from
This is
Matt,
Matt's
Andrew's
part.
dad.
Just give us a second.
Alara's pulling it together. She'll give us the go.
You're good. You should be.
Just make sure your volume's turned up.
It's on, but it's still coming through my phone.
Yeah.
See if we can change the channel of it. Sometimes you can do that.
We're working on the technical part.
I don't know. It doesn't really.
Try your audio settings. Do you have audio settings in the app?
I think so.
'Cause sometimes that helps.
No. We could just put him up to the microphone.
Yeah,
could
we
just
could do that.
All right.
We're gonna bring you to
We're
the
going to bring
microphone.
Matt. We're going to bring you to the microphone. It will be easier. She's en route with you.
Okay.
Here she comes.
You'll be at the podium.
The co-chair. Matt, you're coming up to the podium. You're coming up to the podium. Okay, we can hear you now.
You can hear me now?
Yep.
So, wait, should I turn off my, should I turn it off? Production can quick. Hey guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, first of all, I want to thank every one of you for doing this for Andrew and of course for me and Alara as well. So, a big thank you to all from Turkey. I don't know if you can hear me.
We can hear you. Yes, we can.
I can barely see you guys, even with my glasses on, because my screen is so small. But I think Andrew's sitting down. Is he?
Yeah, he's in the
Give me a
booth.
wave.
There you are. Give me a wave so I can see you.
Alright, so I keep waving?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's all right. Listen, I sent you guys out this letter, but I think I want to read it again in front of you guys too, if you don't mind
No, go
listening So here we go. My dearest Andrew, I was planning to make a speech at your graduation dinner event that you and I planned months ago. I was looking so forward to that day because 33 years ago, my father had given a speech at my graduation dinner, which is still etched in my memories. I remember that evening so vividly because I could, for the first time, really see how proud my father was of me. I had hoped that I would have the opportunity to do this for you too, but nature had other ideas, I guess. Well, we may not have the opportunity to have that dinner, but that certainly doesn't change the fact that I'm the proudest dad in the world. Where should I begin? Ever since you were a little kid, you always tried to do your best, whatever you put your mind into. Be it playing soccer, learning new skills, or a new language, or doing your schoolwork. But your biggest challenge was none of these. From an early age on, you had to endure watching your beautiful mom fight a terrible disease. Then see her lose her gallant fight. You then had to leave all your friends, country of birth, and move to Istanbul. In some ways, it was an irony because though it was for different reasons, I too had to leave my country of birth at the same age like you. So I know how difficult that must have been. Yet you have not wavered. You took the challenge head on. You did not let life's unfair obstacles get you down. You graduated with a high degree IB diploma in Istanbul, and now graduating with a degree in political science in just 3 years at UB. I think your mom's incredible. Hold on. Just want to go back once. I think your mom's incredible courage and work ethic is instilled in you as well. I know she would have been extremely proud of her son today. I also want to take this opportunity to thank a few people who have been there for you during your amazing 3 years at UB. Of course, our wonderful family in Syracuse have been tremendous in making sure that you always had someone there for family. So big thank you, Melissa, Tom, Amy, Pete, Josh, Bobby, Mary, Jackie, and of course your sister, Alara. Thank you, my UB friends who are not there, I know, but hopefully one day they will be able to see you again, who have become your dear friends, uncles and aunts as well. Stephen Dunnett, Stephen Shaw, Joe, Marvis, Katie, and countless others who have been always supportive and ensured that you had a memorable college experience. I will, as I'm sure you as well, Andrew, will be forever grateful for their support. And lastly, but surely, thanks to our late Uncle Sal, who I know would be so very proud of you now. I'm so happy that you got to know him as well as I did, and I know he was your close pal during these years and had become your family in Buffalo. So, as I'm feeling this immense pride in seeing my son graduate from my alma mater, I want you to know that I am always proud of you for not only being an A student, but being this wonderfully confident and caring young man you've become. You have an amazing future ahead of you. Andrew, you're graduating at an unprecedented time that our world has ever seen. It is a challenging time with a lot of uncertainties ahead. Yet I know my son is capable of overcoming all kinds of obstacles in his life because life has prepared him to be strong and courageous. So I have no doubts, my son, that great things are yet to come. A new chapter is beginning in your life, and may it be the beginning of an exciting period with lots of happy days and proud moments. So here's to you, Andrew. You deserve all the best. Congratulations on your achievement. I love you.
Love you too.
Congrats, Andrew.
Thank you.
Yeah, come on.
Josh, what are you going to play?
Huh?
Can you see us?
It's too far away. I can't see you guys, but I can hear you.
Yes.
We have one more song and then we'll have chit chat time.
Yeah, we have a recessional.
You are welcome to
I'll
walk
place you back.
and
Okay.
Andrew will,
walk the stage, turn.
our
your
degree guy,
tassel
Andrew,
from
will
left
be
to
walking
right.
out to a beautiful song. What's the song, Josh?
The UB Victory March.
UB Victory March. Sing along there, Matt.
Alright, am I bringing this along?
There he is.
Yeah, hold on. You gotta start looking.
Turn the diploma this way so they can see.